Well, hello everyone, welcome to round 7 of Season 3 of my F1 2012 career mode. I am LoveSpuds, and today my objective is to finish second or above. So let's see what the qualifying session brings. So this is the last few seconds of Q3. I'm currently in 5th, chasing down that pole position if possible. I've already passed my objective, because after Monaco's poor result in the pouring rain, which was an absolutely diabolical race, but it could have been worse, there seems sights have been lowered a little bit down to 11th, so anything I do now is just a bit of a bonus. So far I'm 7/10ths up. That doesn't exactly mean too much because I'm always fastest in the first sector here. And then I sort of hemorrhage the time going down the lap. So I just need to finish this lap and then the session will be over. And as you can see, I've lost a bit of time there in the second sector. That's probably my worst sector on the circuit, but I am still ahead. And then the worst bit in sector 3 is that chicane at the end, where I tend to brake a little bit early because of my aerodynamic setup. And also the fact that I mess up the corner as well a little bit sometimes. So I lost a bit of time there. So let's see what the final time is. It's 1:14.628, which is a couple hundredths of a second off Kimi Räikkönen and Jenson Button and all the rest. That's a very tight top 5, definitely. Let's get to the race. Let's see what we can do. My main rival on this grid is Räikkönen, so I've got to make sure I can try and pass him soon. Going through the middle there. Hopefully I've just can shut the door on him soon. Managed to get through both of them, Button and Räikkönen. Take it easy going around this chicane to get to the back of Hamilton. Not make any rash moves so soon. But hopefully, at the same time, they won't run away with this. So not a bad start at all, 3rd position. Obviously my objective is to finish 2nd, but I'm going for the win today. Hopefully a more legitimate win than last year, as Räikkönen slams into the back of me. Probably lost a bit of his wing or something. Let's see if he drops any positions. Doesn't look like it so far. Seems to have enough speed, so I don't think he's lost his front wing completely. Yeah, and he's back on my tail again. So I'm just going to flick it up to fuel-rich mix to see if I can catch these guys up and overtake them. As I say, I probably want to manage my fuel a little bit better than I did last season, where I practically run out of fuel on the run to the line. Just about keeping my head in front of Felipe, not Felipe, Alonso, just across the line. Just maybe move on Hamilton there. Nice clean overtake. Yeah, on the grass bit there, but that's nothing too much to worry about. See if Hamilton comes back on me before the chicane. Ooh, he's trying to dive up the inside a little bit, but it's not going to work. It's not quite in the AI's nature to be aggressive, so hey ho. But anyway, let's have a look at the recent news of the week before I overtake Rosberg, hopefully. I don't know when I overtake him because I've forgotten, as usual, when things have happened in this race. But I'm within a second, so I've got DRS on him. So I should be able to overtake him soon. Webber sets the fastest lap. Oh, talking of Webber in real life, apparently the the row between Vettel and Webber has now been settled. I'm entirely sure what that means, because they're on the other side of the world, but I suppose they've been talking to each other. Well, even I don't know actually, to be honest. But I think it's more that Christian Horner has said that there's no conspiracy against Mark and they do want to give equality, pointing out what Nostalgia LP said to me in the last video in the comment section, that Webber has also defied team orders in the past. And there we go, just overtaking for the lead there and cutting the corner. Don't know, he's going to get past there, isn't he? Yep, there he goes. So yeah, Vettel's not the only one to defy team orders, but the only thing that makes this different is the fact that Vettel actually got in front and stayed there, didn't give the place back. So it's not quite the same as Turkey where they collided. It's still a debate on whose fault that one was. And then you got Silverstone and Brazil, those incidents where Webber defied the order to race Sebastian. But I suppose if Webber had actually carried out his racing on Seb and overtaken them, would he have still got the same reaction that Sebastian did when he did the same sort of thing at the Malaysian Grand Prix and won the race? I don't know, probably not. Because, you know, when you're too successful, people tend to beat up on you, and I'm probably guilty of the same thing. I bashed Vettel quite a lot in my last video, and I didn't quite mean to bash him that hard. Alright, no innuendos here. Come on. But yeah, I probably was a bit harsh on Sebastian. I mean, I've sort of given the impression that I hate him, and it's not that I necessarily hate him, it's because I want someone else to win. But I do respect him for being able to achieve what he has done so young. Even though the conditions are right, the fact that he's probably at the peak of his career, and he's in a very, very fast car, so that definitely helps in his favour. But for the drives he's done, especially last year in 2012 at Abu Dhabi, admittedly he can change the setup to overtake in Abu Dhabi, so that made his job a lot easier. But Brazil, now that was a race and a half for him. He fought all the way to the finish line. Schumacher set in the fastest lap, even though Schumacher let him through at the end to make sure he won the title. That was a really impressive drive, and yeah, I'd say he deserves more respect than he gets, to be honest. Even though I like to call him Finger Boy now and then. But yeah, let's put that one to bed, and if anything more happens on this Red Bull row, I'll just talk about it in the next video. I don't think anything will happen. There was talk of people saying that he should get a one race ban or so, but I don't think they'd do that. I mean, that's a bit of a silly thing to do, really. I mean, come on. Yeah, you noticed they wouldn't shoot themselves in the foot by putting in a different driver in the car and possibly not being able to score points. So yeah, I think he's just on a warning, I suppose, that he can't do that again. Having a little fight with Rosberg here. He seems to be all over the back of me, but I'm keeping ahead, which is the main thing. Pit stop should be coming up soon. We've already got 3 retirements from the race. For some reason, this race there is quite a few retirements. I mean, not like half the field, but more than there usually is. Probably more than what was in Monaco, which is odd, considering this race is dry. Never mind. Rosberg's fallen back behind Button. I don't quite know what happened there. Probably held Rosberg up so much in the hairpin that Button managed to get a decent run out of the corner and overtook him in a DRS zone. I assume that's what happened, because obviously I can't see what's going on. Unfortunately, I didn't save the replay of this race, so there's going to be no montage bits from this one, unfortunately, because I accidentally skipped it. But it happens, as shit usually does. And a couple of other bits of news as well from the F1 world. Claire Williams, the daughter of Sir Frank Williams, has now become the deputy team principal. So we'll be seeing a lot more of her over the year, I believe. So it's nice to see that Williams will still be in the family for a good long while to come. Not much else to say about that one, to be honest. Pits this lap. My rear tyre is getting quite worn. That's not too bad. The car is quite manageable actually. It's not too slippery. Rosberg got past Button again. Looks like they're going to keep each other busy, hopefully, and stay out of my way. So also Force India signed long-term Mercedes powertrain deal. So what that is Mercedes-Benz are continuing to provide Force India with their engines for 2014 and beyond. So they're going to get they've got their turbo engines secured, and this whole thing about Jules Bianchi going to the team in 2014 for Ferrari powered engines has been quashed, basically. Not that Bianchi wouldn't go to Force India at some point, because he is impressing quite a few people at Marussia at the moment, because he is probably doing the best out of all the back marker teams drivers at the moment, especially after that decent finish in Malaysia, helped along by a few retirements and the fact that the HRTs aren't on the grid anymore. So we could see a point in the season where maybe the Marussias score a point or two, which would be quite amazing. It's nice to see they're actually improving, unlike the Caterhams, who seem to be just stagnating at the back, pretty much. But anyway, so after that pit stop, I've been chunked out into third. Webber is up ahead, and I don't know who's in first. I'm guessing it could be a Lotus in first. It wouldn't surprise me, they are bloody quick. Schumacher sets the fastest lap, which is about a second and a half faster than me. So I've got to be careful as I just go straight into the barriers. Just flick up to Rich again, just to get some speed. So 2 lead cars are in the pits now, so I should be able to leapfrog them pretty easily. Just take it easy going around those last 2 corners. So it's Webber and Grosjean. Yeah, I was right. It was a Lotus, but this time it's Grosjean. Kimi's a bit behind somewhere, which is fine by me, because it means I can sort of start building up a gap again to Kimi in the championship. I know being in the lead of these races in F1 isn't quite as fun to watch as my Race 07 series, but what can you do when Codemasters are in charge of the game? And they don't make the AI as aggressive as they should be. But hey ho, touring cars is a different beast altogether, to be honest. Lots of contact going on, big blocks of cars trying to all get around one corner. There's bound to be contact. Unfortunately, you can't do that in a Formula 1 car, I guess. Just for the pure fact that how much these cars cost, which is why you see team orders, Rosberg, Hamilton and Vettel and Webber trying to get their drivers to stay in positions and not damage the cars. But, yeah, never mind. Not that I love Formula 1 any less, but honestly I do wish they would race, and that's one thing that Vettel has provided. He's provided entertainment for the fans. It's what the fans want to see, definitely, but just not what the team wants to see. But never mind. Still don't quite understand why Rosberg wasn't allowed to pass Hamilton. He could have at least got past Hamilton through team orders and put pressure on the Red Bulls if he'd done it early enough. But Red Bulls were going to win anyway, so I suppose there wasn't much point. That's probably what was going through Ross Brawn's mind at the time. But still, I don't know why he just couldn't have let him pass Hamilton. But yeah, 20 cars left on the field. Someone else has retired now. Don't quite know what's going on. Don't know where they're all retiring. Maybe the Wall of Champions have something to do with it, but I don't know. It's a shame you can't see all the other cars on the track in the replays. That would make things a whole lot more interesting. I wonder when F1 2013 comes out, if they're going to just solely do it on the current generation consoles. I mean, obviously it's going to be on the PC as usual, but are they going to just solely do it for the PS3 and Xbox 360? Or are they going to put it on the PS4 as well? Because if they did get it on the PS4, it probably wouldn't be as good, if not the same as the PS3 version, unless they're actually going to add different bits to it. I don't know.
There's not much between you and the car behind, just 2 seconds.
Obviously, F1 2014 is going to be on the PS4, I suppose. And that's probably when they can actually do more things with the game, rather than be limited with the hardware. The trouble is with catering for all platforms is that something like the PC, which is the hugely more powerful platform, is limited in what it can do. And yes, it can have the shiny graphics, but the gameplay suffers, and the bugs creep in as well, but they're a different story altogether. Rosberg 2 seconds behind, so it doesn't look like there's much else going to go on, but you never know. You never know. As I say, I've forgotten what's been happening in this race, because I did record this before I went on holiday, so that was a little while ago now. And talking generally of my uploads, I don't know if all of you saw it, but I posted up on my feed that the uploads would be a bit patchy over this Easter weekend. Mainly because my throat was a bit sore, and I didn't want to exacerbate anything. I didn't want to make it even worse than it is, because I thought I was coming down with something. Turns out that I'm not at the moment, but there is a cold and flu going around at the moment where I am, so people are catching it, but I've been sort of lucky at the moment. And when I got that sore throat at the beginning of last week, or middle of last week, or this week should I say, because it's not the end of the week yet, I thought I was going to come down with something, and I didn't want to, you know, stress my throat out too much. So that's why I haven't been doing a hell of a lot recently. But I will try and get back to the daily upload thing. That is my goal after all, a video a day. So hopefully I can get a routine back together at the start of next week, which technically is Tuesday, because what am I going to do? I might be able to get a Race 07 video up on Monday. Don't think I'll be putting anything up tomorrow, but I suppose from Monday onwards, hopefully I can get back to the old daily upload thing. Also, while I've had this sore throat, it has given me a bit more time to record some more F1, get the season done and out the way, hopefully. I'm up to about round 12 or 13 now in my recording, so I'm getting there. Definitely getting there. I mean, ideally I want to finish Season 3 by the end of April at the latest anyway, so should be okay to do that. But Rosberg has closed the gap to half a second.
Full revs. He's trying to close the gap.
Yes, he's on full revs now. I don't know how much fuel I've got left, or if I'm on full revs or standard revs actually. But Rosberg is making a comeback. He's right there. He's going to get past me here. Or maybe not. Not quite. But he has got DRS on me. Button's not far behind as well.
We have a problem with Kurz. Problem with Kurz.
And now I've got a problem with Kurz. Great timing, chaps. That's a bit of a dodgy corner. Slowed down a bit too much there, I think. Although
Looking okay, but we'll keep an eye on him.
fuel's looking okay, so that means I am still on rich. So I'm probably going to have to switch down in a sec. Button's got past Rosberg, and as I said in qualifying, sector 1's my best sector. I tend to make up a lot of time there, and then the rest of the lap they catch up. So much so that they're going to probably be in my DRS zone when we get round to long straight. But ideally I want to get to that back marker, put him in the way, and then hopefully they'll hold them up a little bit, give me a bit of breathing room, breathing space for the last couple of laps. But my Kurz has failed, so I can't exactly deploy that on straight if I'm threatened with DRS. But the gap is pretty big this time round anyway. It's 2.4 seconds, so they haven't got DRS on me, but they have got DRS on each other. So I expect Rosberg to come through, and there he goes. Pretty simple enough for him. And they both would have made up a bit of ground. So yeah, they made up a second on me. Well, Rosberg did anyway. Maldonado's down in 4th actually. That's not a bad showing for the Williams, especially this season. So we can get to this back marker and pass him. Could prove very helpful in the last 2 laps of this race. Looks like one of the Marussias. .2. Button close behind. So top 3 are quite close behind. Another car has dropped out of the race. I see 19 cars left on the grid. I'll have to see who's retired from this race. Should be interesting. I haven't seen anything of Kimi, so maybe he's one of the retirements. Never know. Now I could be in trouble here, because Rosberg has got DRS and I've still got no Kurz, so I'm pretty much defenceless, but I've got excellent straight line speed. As I've just proved actually, because I've held that position easier than I thought it was going to be. But there's still a lap left. Something's happened. Something's happened behind me. Button has managed to mess it up at the Wall of Champions. Don't think he's retired though. He might have done actually, because there is a car stopped on the main straight. Let's see what happens there, but that means Maldonado has moved up into the podium position there, in 3rd place, and Rosberg is still pressuring me a little bit, but hopefully I can just carry this home. And to say, a car had stopped on the main straight, but maybe he's technically still in the race. I don't know. Let's see what the results screen tells us. Rosberg is within 1/10 of a second, pretty much. So we go around the hairpin, and I seriously need a bit of luck here because Rosberg could come flying past. Just gonna take my one line, not gonna move across, which is an AI's problem rather than mine to get past, because he should have been more aggressive. And now I'll go take the win. See, if that was real F1, then Rosberg would have got past easily. But there you go. So Massa again doesn't finish in the points. He actually is one of the retirements because he's finished in 23rd. Grosjean sneaked through for the last podium position. And I can't see Kimi Räikkönen anywhere. Oh no, there he is. 5th. Right in front of my eyes. Okay, so he didn't have a brilliant race. He actually dropped a position from the grid. Nico stayed in that position and Grosjean came up from 6th. Maldonado having a good one as well. Started on 9th. Came up to 4th. Webber started in 11th. Came up to 6th. You got Di Resta in the points as well. Lewis Hamilton dropping all the way down from pole to 8th. And then Bruno Senna and Schumacher rounding up the top 10. The Williams drivers having a very good race actually. And unfortunately I passed who retired, unfortunately, because I wasn't actually meant to press continue there. I was meant to go down the order as I usually do, go onto the replay, save the replay, and then come to Drivers' Championship, but I completely messed that up. So, bollocks to that. And there's the how the table looks. Still leading by 28 points from Kimi Räikkönen, but the Lotus are obviously still on top. But Ferrari have moved up to 3rd from 4th. They're still quite close though, and it's in 2nd, 3rd and 4th, but Lotus seems to be running away with it a little bit, 61 points ahead. So yeah guys, a win for me, but not a win for the team really. But yeah, join me next time for round 8 in Valencia. I'll see you then.